Hi guys, today we're gonna run a bit of an experiment. I have lots of eggs coming in from my baby chickens, and I want to preserve them. Now, this experiment is going to be me putting them in the freezer, just like this, in the shell and everything. So my plan is to just put them in the egg cartons. By the way, thank you, Courtney, for bringing me all of these egg cartons. You're amazing. So I'm just going to put them all in these egg cartons and pop them right in the freezer. Now, I don't know whether this is going to work or not. I had the idea because when it was really cold here about, a couple weeks ago, whenever that really cold snap was, it got down to being 15 degrees. And so any of the eggs that were in the nest boxes froze, and it didn't get above freezing during the day either. And so all of the eggs that were in there were frozen. And I gathered them just like normal and put them over here in my egg skelter, and could not have told the difference between the ones that had been frozen and the ones that were already in here before the cold snap. So I'm gonna try it, and then when I need them, I'm gonna just bring them out, put this either in the refrigerator. No, I'll probably just put it on the counter, maybe the night before, like when they're getting low in the egg skelter, and let them thaw out. I don't want to just see how it goes. I know that there are many different ways of preserving eggs, and I've tried the freezer method where I just crack them into a Ziploc bag and freeze them, but they're still in my freezer and I just have never used them, and they are probably years old at this point. And so when we had that cold snap and I noticed that I couldn't tell the difference between the ones that had been frozen and the ones that hadn't, it just seems like such a simple method of preserving eggs, at least for me. And so I'm gonna try it. I will be really happy and excited if it works. And we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna put them in here. So right now I have 3 dozen eggs, which is incredible. The chickens that are laying now are the baby chickens, the first batch of baby chickens that Mama Hen hatched out in the spring. And so they're all fully laying. I'm gonna forget the name of them again. I think it's prairie bluebell eggers, or it might be bluebell prairie eggers. The ones that are laying the colored eggs, they are a little bit older. They're also laying now, and there's 3 of them. So I'm getting 3 colored eggs, and then the rest appear to just be different variations of brown and light colored eggs. Let's get it like green. Okay, so to make an even 4, I'm just gonna take 1 from there, because I still have quite a few in my skelter. So that will serve for breakfast and stuff like that. Although, yeah, that should be enough. I might leave 1 out just because I'm going to possibly make my husband a cake tomorrow for Valentine's Day. And so I'm gonna probably leave 1 of these out. So we'll put 3 in the freezer. And like I said, I really hope that it works, because I don't know exactly how many chickens I have now. I need to go out there and count them while they're sleeping, because we had the influx of the new ones, and then I got a couple more. And so I'm not exactly sure how many chickens I have at this time. But I have quite an influx of eggs coming in, which is amazing. And I am so grateful for it, especially with the bird flu and the increase in costs of eggs. So I am so abundantly grateful, and I want to make sure I steward that well. So instead of letting them either go bad, granted, I do love giving them away. Courtney was just over here today hanging out, and I sent a dozen home with her. So I really, truly love doing that. It blesses me so much to bless other people in that way. But I also want to find a way to preserve them for when they don't lay, because as chickens do, they molt, they go through seasons of egg laying, and I want to be able to have eggs put away for the season when they're not bringing in or not laying as many eggs. So we're gonna go ahead and put them in the freezer, and I might even just run an experiment in a couple days, right? So I'm gonna put them in, let them be there for a couple days, maybe even overnight. I don't think overnight would be long enough. And then bring them out and see how it goes. Okay, so in they go. I'm just gonna line them up. Okay guys, it is 2 days later, I think, and our egg experiment, as my husband says, egg experiment, didn't work. Some of you might have already known that. I was really hoping that it was gonna work. The eggs in the coop must not have gotten cold enough, or they got cold slowly, and so they didn't expand and burst, but the eggs have definitely broken. I wish that I had only done an experiment with 1 dozen. You know, hindsight's 2020. But it's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash these off and then put them in a bowl probably and let them just thaw in the bowl and then pick the eggshells out. I think is probably what's gonna happen. But right now, I'm just gonna leave them in the freezer because right now they're preserved. They are cracked, but they are preserved. So I'm just gonna leave them in the freezer until I need the eggs. And then at which point I will do the work to wash them off and put them in a bowl and let them thaw and then pick out all the eggshells. So that wraps up the egg experiment. I am going to continue to look for ways to preserve eggs that are easy. I know there's also one where you put them in a bucket, 5-gallon bucket with some lime of some sort. My mom actually gave me some of that. I just am still trying to find a little bit better way for me. I know that everybody is different. So where that might work for some people, I just don't know where I would store them so that they were out of the way. I don't know if I fully trust it, honestly. But I know in the freezer, I know that they are going to be good for a certain amount of time. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on searching for ways to preserve my eggs while my chickens are laying. And they're going to most likely, as spring rolls in and the older hens start to lay as well, I'm going to have even more eggs. So I am looking for a way to preserve eggs. If you have any tips for me, drop it in the comments below, and other people too. It really, I believe, really helps other people to go and read the comments. And I know that there are a lot of new gardeners and a lot of new homesteaders and chicken keepers coming onto the market now. So any help that we can give, I believe that is one of the best things about YouTube. So, all right, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.